Welcome to my show. Let's try this again. I'm going to touch base on the AI and everything and how it connects to spirit and creation and, my soul traveling into the AI. Many moons ago, I went into it and experienced traveling the artificial being, through what I saw was a SWAT cop with a black helmet, black face mask, and a uniform, and traveled through the mask, and then I traveled through the humanoid skin, and then into the left red eye, and during my dream state, and what I saw, they talk, all I saw was red. Um, and when I got into their realm, I saw them, they saw me, and I understood that they were in the AI. They literally are in the AI. It's hard to grasp, but when people talk about their DNA and they talk about their system and elements and blood and water and all the fire and water and all of this stuff, it's about creation. So really, people don't understand, they can't grasp the inner workings of their chakras, their DNA, their own spirit of what creation is. So going into this, I saw it. I saw them. They saw me, and my third eye was overtaken with red. And this is the fallen realm of, as the saying goes. They fell out of heaven. They stole the fire, manipulated, the elements, and because getting into heaven, you need to have blueprints. You need to have the blueprints to Divine Mother's womb, and you can take it back into whatever one wants to think about, in a biblical sense or whatever timeline. But you can't put the storyline of the biblical times and Adam and Eve into a artificial sense. But the truth being, what is true artificial, versus what is real. When you're looking at coming from God's creation, because you're looking at elements, you're looking at everything that comes from the universe is iron, brass, copper, gold, silver, all this stuff, and it's it's just a thing. So, and people know about the jabs, people know about the darkness, and possession, but we're in a timeline of cross-referencing different elements of demonic presence, of being within the AI, or if it being possessed, foot soldiers that were created in this timeline to bring havoc, like it was back in ancient history. You're looking at things going on around the world that people can't comprehend, because of these are the end days. But for them to become present to become present here, they need to hide behind something that is dark. The mask, because the light will be too bright for them. They can't look into, they can't look into the light. So they can't look into the sun. So breaking down the mainframe, the mainframe of the human, the mainframe of the being. And we are God's creation. We're a ball of light within human body. They are false light within a false body, attempting to be like creation. And that's the whole thing with the theft of the water and the fire and everything. So that's internally, that's within Mother Earth, and that's within us in the invisible realms. But Mother Earth has been separated, the divine feminine, Mary, Isis, whatever people want to think about, Ishtar, and all this stuff of lifting the divine feminine up, Gaia and the Pleiadians, and all this stuff. But people don't understand, the truth of the prophecies. And so coming into, this now moment, within the chaos and everything taking place, it's, people talking about their DNA and upgrading and their kundalinis and their chakras and all of this stuff. But it comes down into the mainframe of your own mind, of how much information you have, how much wisdom you have, how much knowledge you have of what's going on today, because of what has come within with the jab, within the demonic beast realms, and Satan technology of what we're looking at today, that is hijacking God's children to make them stupid, within the AI on the phone, which is probably listening to me right now as I make this video. And we know that, and it's just been handed to the people today like it's no big deal. Here's your AI influence, and making everyone dumb, but getting into the DNA and the chakras and the sacred water and your sacred fire and all the elements of transmutation, separating from the fallen ones, the possession, the ancient energies, overcoming your emotions and coming into the higher frequency of what everything is. It's going to be a purge like no other. It's going to be a purge like no other. And, you look at the stuff going on. And so getting into the mainframe of stuff when it comes to your human body, chakra systems, and your mind, where your mind belongs to the mind of the universe. If you are God's creation, universal mind, the Hermetic mind, Kundalini's rising, your third eye. But it's the mind, your mind belongs to God, or it belongs to the devil. And that's the part of what possession is. It comes into the mind because your mind controls your body. But they don't have a mind. They don't have a mind, because the way that the AI is working, you have everything that the people have downloaded, uploaded on the internet. They have created the external AI database thing, and they have uploaded everything from the internet into there. And this artificial intelligence, the way that it is working is that the people asking it questions, depending on AI for the answers, which will not give them, may not give them 100% of the truth. This is the part of getting rid of the books, getting rid of people actually writing, doing math, signatures, all of this craziness stuff, which we once had, which has gone away, and everyone's in this technology world now, which has been creeping in as they, the mark of the beast, because the mark of the beast is already in your hand. It's your black screen. Everything is on there, and that's the part of accessing your bank account, accessing everything. It's like your codes, your passwords, everything is in there in the cloud, and you really don't have any access, and you can't really do much without it these days. But the AI, people, whatever it be, but it is part of the demonic beast, which is uploading people's thoughts, uploading people's data through it, asking it, people asking it questions, and people are becoming dependent on it. But there's the AI on your phone, but then there's the AI that walks around. But the AI that walks around, as I saw in my visions, prophetic visions, because this was years ago. Now we're talking about it. Now it's happening today, because they have been removed from creation, except for, they have been removed from the build. You understand? The rebuilding of the ark, the rebuilding of Maya's calendar, the rebuilding of the blueprints, of all the elements, the numerical codes, the alphabet, the symbols, the symbols, the frequencies, the colors, the salt, the sulfur, the mercury, copper, brass, gold, silver, whatever you want to think. They have been removed from all of the elementals. Okay? Back in the medieval times, there were witches, black witches, who controlled the weather. Now, since they can't control it in that aspect, this is what they have done. Everyone knows of weather manipulation and things that have taken place over the years, earthquake machines and, hurricanes and, all kinds of stuff, floods. You look at all the floods that have been happening. But we're going into a timeline, a reversal. And that's what people don't, pole shift, magnetic pole shift. But it's a reversal back into the tree of life. The prophecies of every island, of the four corners, four winds, four directions, four colors, It's a prophecy of all tribes, all people, all walks of life, all land, the sacred animals, because people have lost everything. People have lost their symbols, they've lost their sacred animals, the frequency of love, because of what Mother Earth is, what Mother Earth was once before, and the feeling, the frequencies of Mother Earth, the frequencies of the feminine, are protected, because that's where it all took place, within the frequencies. Because if you're looking at it today, of the situation and what's going on in Europe and UK and America and worldwide, it's a repeat of ancient history. And so it's nothing is kosher today. It's just everything is hidden. It's actually there. Everything is there for people to see, but it all depends on the ones who want to pull back the curtain and actually look. You see, that's the problem. People don't want to look. They don't do research. They don't want to know anything. So even if people saw the movie They Live, or they saw the movie The Matrix, it doesn't matter, because you're actually in the Hellraiser cube. You're in the Hellraiser box, and that's the labyrinth. That's the consciousness of getting out of the lower realms. But you can't get out of the lower realms until you understand the realms you were born into, coming from ancient history. Whatever happened to you in ancient history, whatever happened to you in this timeline today, it's all been a haunting, chasing you. But the time has come to separate and stand. You're looking at everything. People need to stand for Mother Earth. They need to stand for the children. They need to stand for the feminine. Look at the UK. They need to stand. They need to burn it down. The people need to rise. But this is what's going to come out, because I've seen it. It's prophetic vision. Have a good day.